Today, we are going to talk about social media. Is it okay for your girlfriend or your wife to have an account on Instagram? We'll use that for an example. Are you insecure if you don't like it because men are liking her posts? What kind of posts is she putting on there? Scantily clad photos? Is she twerking on there? Twerking. Yeah, that was something I'd never heard of back in my day. What is she doing on there? Is she posting you with her? Is she saying that she is in a loving relationship with her husband or her boyfriend? These are all questions you need to ask yourself. But before we begin, if you would like to get my help personally, I have a Christmas special, half off on all consultations. marksinspiration.com is my website. Check it out, and if you'd like to get my help, send me an email. We will get together and see if I can help you in whatever situation you may be having. Business, personal, relationships, whatever. Okay, let's go with this. The reason I brought this up is because I just happened to run onto a woman's dating site, and she was talking about that she did a clip of Myron Gaines on Fresh and Fit, and Myron said if he was in a relationship, or his advice to men if they were in a relationship with a woman, is that she shouldn't have social media, like Instagram, I think was the main one they were talking about. And she said that she thought any man that wouldn't want a woman to have that is insecure. He's afraid of the competition. And I disagree with that. I didn't know anything about social media in that respect. I came into that in the dating scene probably 5 years ago. I knew nothing about texting other than what I had used it for in business. All of that. There's a psychology to all of that. I agree that the boundaries should be set at the beginning of the relationship. If she wants you to be her boyfriend or husband or significant other, why is she showing her ass on social media? Why is she putting herself out there to get attention and validation? Now, if she has a business, and it's not OnlyFans or something like that, that's a little different deal. She's earning money off that. When you met her, you're probably going to have to accept that that's the way it is. But what is she doing with her responses? The people who are responding to her. Now, the people who are responding to her for her business, whatever that may be, that's one thing. But if she's posting photos and she has men talking about, oh, you're so beautiful, I'd like to get together with you, and sending her hearts and emojis, which mean they're horny, and she's responding to those, why is she doing that? Are you not enough for her? Why is she leading these guys on to think that she's interested in their comments or in them? That's the part that I think is something you need to think about. It has nothing to do with insecurity. If a woman is truly in love with you, she doesn't care about anyone else's attention or validation. It doesn't matter to her. Like I said, unless she's an actress or a model and she's putting herself out there because attention is part of her business. But if it's not, then why? That brings up the question, why? If she's not earning money from this, or the possibility of earning money, and she's moving in a direction of her goal, which demands the attention of the public, men, women, or whoever, then what is her gain and why does she need this? To me, it's a blatant disrespect for you as her boyfriend or husband for her to put herself out there. And to go on to not another topic, but a part of this about women having male friends. When I was younger, which was a long time ago, a man dating a woman, she did not have male friends calling her up, coming by and seeing her. It just wasn't. It's a setup for a problem. And as I said, it has nothing to do with insecurity. Now, I'll tell you an example of insecurity. I've been out with a lot of beautiful women in my life, and we'll be out in public, and especially in other countries, and men will be flirting with her, looking at her. I remember one time I was in Latin America, and we walked by the bank. I was walking with my wife, And there was a line of hundreds of people there, and the guys were whistling and carrying on about how pretty she was. Hey, mama, oh, baby, different things like this. I don't care. She's with me. Now, some guys get angry about that, and they actually get angry at the woman. Now, that is insecurity. But she wasn't putting herself out there to get their attention. We just happened to be doing a daily task. We were walking by the bank going somewhere, and that happened. And of course, women are going to get attention when they're out by themselves, and men are going to be flirting with them. And if you have a beautiful woman, and she's not telling you of all the guys that are flirting with her, and if you ask her and she says no one does, she's hiding something from you. And you should be man enough that shouldn't bother you. You should be proud that she's your woman, and you're not worried about it, and you shouldn't worry about it. But it's a whole different deal if she's putting herself out there on purpose to get that attention. Why does she need that? Is that a security for her? And I'm talking more specifically about Instagram here today because I know a little more about that, because I did date a girl that had a high Instagram following. And most of these girls, if it comes down to you or their Instagram, they'll choose their Instagram. And if you're in that position like I was, well, get out of that position. I'm not in that position anymore because I have got to come before Instagram. Like I said, unless she's been doing something on there to make money, and that is part of her job, if she's an actress, model, or something that she has to put herself out there, or maybe a YouTuber or some content creator. But even then, if she's in love with you and you guys have a good relationship, she should mention you on there, or she should have your photo with her and you together on her Instagram. If not, why not? Why doesn't she have you on there? She doesn't want other men to see that she's taken. So then you have to ask yourself, is she promoting herself as single? She wants to have orbiters just in case something doesn't work out with you. Women always have options, more so than men, especially when they're in a relationship. When a man gets together with a girl in a steady relationship, he is out of the game, unless he's actively pursuing women, because a man always has to make the first step 99% of the time. Now, as the relationship goes on, the woman should do more of the pursuing, or the initiating, if you want to put it that way. But you as a man, when you get into a committed relationship, you are out of the game. But she is never out of the game. She's always going to have men looking at her, flirting with her, approaching her, unless she stays in the house all the time. So why does she need to be on social media posting provocative pictures or even photos of herself unprovocative but looking beautiful, unless it's for a business? And especially, why is she posting photos on there when she has you as a boyfriend or a husband, or you guys have a family with kids together? Why does she need other men to think, or why does she want other men to think that she is available? That's something you need to ask yourself, and something you women need to ask yourself. Why do you need other men to think you're available? Why do you need this attention from other men, or this security of knowing, or at least thinking, because half of these guys wouldn't meet you if they could? Why do you need that security of knowing, just in case something happens with your husband or boyfriend, that you got all these other thirsty simps over here waiting in the wings for you? Now, I would say that leads more to saying the woman is insecure because she needs that security from these likes and these comments and these thirsty guys, so she can feel okay and secure, instead of trusting in herself and being secure in her relationship with herself, knowing that God is going to take care of her if her and her boyfriend doesn't work out. No, she's got this in the background just in case. That is her higher power. That is her security, or at least one of them anyway. It's like when you ask a girl if she's single. If she says she's single, she's not really ever single. She's always got someone waiting in the wings, some guy she's talking to, at least now in this day and age. Now, back in my day, that wasn't the case. Sure, she had guys after her, but she wasn't actively talking on the phone to 6, 7, 8, or 10, or 20, or 100 men every day, like some of these women are doing on social media. Now, they may not be talking to them, but they're commenting, they're reacting to the comments these men send. If you got a good-looking woman, and I've had a lot of good-looking women, beautiful women, and they're posting on Instagram, they'll get hundreds of comments, hundreds of likes, I don't know how many messages, but even if they're only a 5, they still get a lot of attention. And this gives them a false sense of security, as I said earlier. They want that attention. They call them attention 304s. So you have to ask yourself, and I didn't know when I got into this last relationship with this girl, and like I said, anything about social media. And I talked to a dating coach during this time, younger guy, and he said, I do not mess with girls that have that many followers on social media. And now I understand why. And I'm not bad-mouthing this girl. I'm not saying anything bad about her, but it becomes so important to them. And I understand that because I have a YouTube channel and I have you guys here. And it's for a business for me, but it's important, of course, the likes and the followers and the comments. But I'm not doing it to get your attention because I want something physically from you. Most of my followers are guys, of course, but I'm not doing this to pick up women. That's not what or get attention from women. So once again, we go back to why is she doing it? What is her purpose? What is her goal? What is her desire? What does she want from that? And the bottom line is this: if she wants you bad enough and she loves you enough, she'll cut that crap right off. And when she asks you, where are you going? Where are we going with this? What are we? Well, you say, here's how it is. I like you. I enjoy being with you. If someone wants to be my steady or my main, they can't have this social media following. They can't do this. You just have to lay down your boundaries. Now, some women will say that's controlling. How can that be controlling? You just say what you want, and she has a choice. If she wants to agree and go along with that, that's fine. If she doesn't, then there's the door. And that's the way you men need to be. You have to be able to walk away from it. If her social media is more important than you, you're not losing anything. She will lose in the end because if you're a good man, she's not going to have the opportunity too many times in her life to have a good man. And what happens so many times, and I've experienced this with women, as you guys know, I've been married 4 times. In their late 20s, they start thinking they have all these options. And what happens is they think they want to run around. They got a good, steady man, which in my case was me. And I'm telling you that because they all came back and said, you were too good to me. You were too good. One of them, even when she left, said, you're a good father and a good husband. I just can't live this kind of life. So there you go. Was I perfect? No. The point I'm making here is all those women today, there's a few of them, 4 of them, they're miserable. Their beauty's gone, and I'm here, I'm happy, I have 6 kids. Now, there was a time when they left me that I wished that on, because I was angry and I was hurt. But now it's like I look at them and I have compassion for them. I feel sadness when I look at them. That they don't, it's just a bad deal. As I said, this is what happens to people, and it can happen to a man too. You need to appreciate what you have when you have it. If you got a good woman, you need to take care of her. I'm not saying to pedestalize her, but you need to take care of her. I had a guy badmouth me on a comment I made on King Dre's channel the other day. I said, if a woman is taking care of me, I have no problem paying the bills and taking care of her. So he's like, get off this channel, you're ruining this. And I'm like, what? I don't know what he's talking about, because, and some of you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, but if a woman takes care of you and you don't take care of her, now I'm talking about 2/3 rule. For every 2/3 she does for you, you do 1/3 for her. But if you're not taking care of her, why is she going to stay with you? She will go find someone to take care of her. And I'm talking about taking care of her in every way. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, sexually, the whole thing. If you can't take care of your woman in those aspects, do you think she's going to stay with you? No, she's not. Why should she? Men make all the money. Men have created this world. All women want a man that can take care of them. They may not admit it, but that's what they want, especially these modern women. There are no strong, independent women. They have this feeling of independence because men have created a system, and a structure and a society that allows them to feel independent. But let's say all the men quit maintaining this, what would they do then? They would be looking for a strong, independent man. We are all interdependent. We all need each other. I'm not here to bash women, and I'm not here to bash men. What I am here to do is to try to bring us back together. We each have our inherent qualities, and they're good. But when man and woman get together, they're better if they work together. But if they don't work together, they're like an anchor. You know, is your woman an anchor or a sail? Does she put the wind beneath your wings, or is she dragging you back, holding you in one spot like an anchor? That's a question you need to ask yourself. Because with the right woman, and this is a compliment to women, with the right woman, a man can soar to the clouds. But with the wrong woman, she can drag him down to the depths of hell. So be careful who you choose to allow into your life, and have boundaries. It's not about insecurity. It's not about controlling. Controlling is like this. You're in a relationship with a woman and she wants to leave and you take her car keys. That's controlling. Now, you could say this, all right, if you want to go with your girlfriends to Vegas for the weekend, you can go, that's fine, but pack your stuff when you get home. I don't agree to that. You don't have to yell, you don't have to scream, you don't have to be a jerk. And if it's not her home and it's your home, then she can either comply or goodbye. It's simple as that. And she has the right to do the same, doesn't she? Let's say you're drinking and partying and you tell her you're going to go out with the boys on Friday night and you've been hitting the alcohol too hard, and she says, honey, I've told you I've had enough of this. You can go with your friends tonight, but I won't be here when you get back. There you go. Is she trying to control him? No, she's just sick and tired of his drinking and partying. Just like he doesn't want her, and he's tired of her going out with her friends. It has nothing to do with insecurity. It has everything to do with boundaries. Remember, set your boundaries. These are things that should be spoken about before you agree to get in a steady, long-term relationship with someone. And few people do it. I've made the mistake of not doing it. And then people will walk over you unless you stop them right away. Always check women when they disrespect you. That's it. I'm out of here. Hope this has been of value to you. Take care and have a wonderful day.